Viewer discretion is advised. The following content includes graphic imagery and mature themes.
This isn't for the weak. And yes, feelings will get hurt. So brace yourself and welcome to the Hammer Drops. Hey, welcome. Happy Thursday to you all. I'm glad you guys are joining me again today. Holidays are finally fucking over. I couldn't be happier myself. It was just a brutal end of the year, beginning of the year for myself personally, but I continued on with the mission and I will continue on with the mission no matter what happens. So, you know how this show goes. Before we get started, I give a little self-promotion. So we're going to start with that. Folks, you can catch me on all the social media platforms at the Hammer Drops, specifically active Instagram and Facebook. While you're there, if you can go up into the bio and you'll find two links. You'll find one link that takes you to the website, thehammerdrops.com. The other link will take you to all the other places that you can follow and see all my rants and my rate, all that fun shit that I do all throughout the internet, including a couple podcast places where you can catch the show on Apple and on Spotify. So also, for those of you on YouTube, if you're watching this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Help a brother out. Let's build up that side of it. So this way you can watch this even more and we can eventually do a live show over there. Speaking of live shows, we just did one on Friday this past week. Or no, maybe it was a week ago or whatever. We did a live show. I was with Cliff from Savagely Loud and Conservative Willie. We had a great time and we plan on doing it again very shortly. So for those of you over on Facebook that, follow me over there, once we hit 20,000 followers over there, we're going to go live again. This time it's going to be with me, Cliff, and Conservative Willie as well. But we're going to have some more things that we're going to work out. It's going to be even bigger, maybe even give away some shit as well. For those of you on Instagram that want to get in on this, once my Instagram account hits about 5K, we'll go live on Instagram. YouTube, well, you got to get those subscribers up a little bit more before we're going to go live over there. So for that, you're going to want to boost that one up and we'll eventually go live over there. But hey, if YouTube doesn't go, I'll still put the video over there after it's all said and done. You just won't be able to interact with us and ask questions like they were able to do on this past live show. So with all of that being said, one more thing. Don't forget that now that it's the new year, I'm also the co-host over there on Savagely Loud podcast. So definitely go over there, check them out over on Instagram and Facebook and on all your favorite podcast platforms. New episodes are released every Tuesdays and Thursdays over there as well. So it's a different episode than what you're going to be getting here, but it's a lot of fun, folks. I'm telling you, go check out those Savagely Loud podcasts as well, because some of the stuff that we do over there and some of the guests that we have on that show are just fucking fantastic, great fucking people. And, I just have so much fun doing this. So bear with me, folks. I just also upgraded a bunch of my equipment. So if anything's happening, I'm kind of working out the bugs right now as we speak, but hopefully that won't be an issue moving forward. Now, let's get into it because a lot of shit's been going on and conservatives seem to be all, bent out of shape because their boy Jake Lane got pulled off into the riots or whatever the fuck was going on up there in Minneapolis. And boy, did they get butthurt when, somebody like myself would say, this guy's a paid agitator, correct? They get all butthurt and they don't want to believe it. Well, folks, the truth of the matter is Jake Lane, there's a reason why he's been to Dearborn, Michigan. There's a reason why he's been over there in fucking Texas and why he went up to Minneapolis. He's a paid agitator. It's fucking, it blows my mind. The conservatives are actually taking a page out of the liberals' book by paying people like this to do what they're doing, to create and cause more chaos and more havoc, to create this illusion that they are the good people when they're not. Listen, folks, the left, the right, they're all on the same bird, man. And the sooner you fucking realize that it doesn't matter if somebody's on the right or the left, you know, they're only in it for themselves. Yeah, it's great that when they go out, they campaign, they tell you, oh, yeah, we're going to give you this, we're going to give you that, we want this, we want that. As soon as they get into fucking office, what do? Zero. Jack shit. Prove me wrong. I mean, this even goes for fucking Trump. I mean, I'm not too happy with Trump's first term so far. Not first term, second term, the first year, I should say. All these promises made, promises not kept. It's just an ongoing thing. And it seems like Trump, in my eyes, is more worried about foreign affairs than he is about what's going on here at home. It took a kid, Nick Shirley, to go up to Minneapolis and be the whistleblower, be that, that person that wants to hold these people accountable for what the fuck's going on up there. The billions of dollars that's been, fraudulently taken from the American taxpayers and given to these Somalians for opening up bullshit fucking businesses and sending it back to the fucking home countries. Why haven't we put a stop to this? Why hasn't Pam Bondi, done anything? The FBI, anybody? It's just like, and it's funny because once we found out about that, Renee Good gets shot and killed. Now we have all these protests happening up there. I don't know. Does this sound like something else? Another playbook perhaps that we've had once before, back in 2019, 2020, George Floyd, and then what happened after that. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the same fucking line that we're going down, and it just blows my mind that people are just allowing this kind of shit to continue to happen and not, and they blindly support these people when all they're doing is basically trying to fuck you. I don't get it. Maybe you could explain it to me in the comments or something like that, or email me at david@thehammerdrops.com. Let me know your thoughts on this whole thing, because I'm just seeing it from a different perspective, and maybe that's because I'm in the middle here, far middle, like, some of us like to call it, because we can see the bullshit that's happening on both sides and we're going to call it out, and it's just like, okay, it just doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. And, unfortunately, conservatives got all butthurt about all that, and then, I just posted a video earlier today about these fires that are going on in Patagonia right now. And it's ironic that the president of Argentina just earlier this month opened the lines up to foreigners can now buy land in the mountains up there. And all of a sudden, here we are, they're burning it down. All these wildfires are happening. And, you have the locals out there that are saying that it's, Israelis that are doing it. And there's a lot of videos on it. It's like, okay, all right. So I started looking into that, and it's like, it's like, it's kind of interesting that they're also buying up the property down there. They're buying up a lot of the land. It almost seems like another Maui thing. You know how Maui just kind of dropped off. How about the Palisades? That kind of just dropped off the map. We don't hear about that no more. That's not in the news cycle anymore. And it's just like, this hasn't made the news cycle yet, really. I mean, people on social media are posting about it and stuff like that. And that's, I have to credit my wife for sending me some information about this, because, if she didn't see it, or, I wouldn't have known. And I started looking into it. I'm just like, okay, this is kind of fucked up. I see a video of a local that's yelling at a Israeli national, and he goes right off into the woods. And it's like, okay. And he's like, the locals like, yeah, these are the people that are starting the fires. And then I start digging even more, and then I find out that it's ironic that once the Israelis finish up in the military, that's typically where they kind of send them to, is down there in Argentina to do some mapping. And it's like, what are you guys doing? Why are you guys down in Argentina right now, boys? Yeah. I know for somebody like me, if that's going to call it out, I'm sure I'm going to get some slack from the Jewish community. Like, you're just anti-Semitic, you're racist, you're this, you're that. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. When in fact, I did my research and I started looking into it. And sure as shit, once again, when all the things that you see try to align with the same thing and try to say it's some sort of conspiracy theory, that it's, anti-Semitic and it's all this other bullshit, 99% of the time, it's actual fact. we all know this. I know this. If you've been following me and listening to my podcast and watching anything that I've been posting, it's obvious. I mean, I think we are like every conspiracy theory that has popped up, we have been right about. The conservative aspect of it, and so is the far middle. It just again, but we got to take, when they're trying to shine this big ass fucking light on one situation like they are in Minneapolis right now, and with ICE and all these protests, you got to take yourself outside of the fucking box for a moment, okay? And you got to see what the fuck else is going on in the whole world, because typically they're doing this. Here, watch this hand right here. Watch my right. And don't worry about what's going on over here on the left, because that doesn't concern you. We're going to hide this one. We're going to put this one in our back fucking pocket. So you motherfuckers just focus on this little thing right here. And you guys are falling for it. And it's kind of sad, actually. Especially some of these motherfuckers over on, some of these influencers, Instagram and Facebook, that have millions of followers, mind you. They're biting into this hook, line, and sinker. It's like, are you just posting this shit to get views and get paid? Nothing like a little fear mongering, nothing like, just keeping on with the same old bullshit like, the liberals are doing. You're doing the exact same fucking thing. That's all you're doing. So, yeah. So there's a lot more that's happening in this world today, and it's being overshadowed by what's going on up in Minneapolis. Now you have Don Lemon, or whatever the fuck that dumb motherfucker's name is, up there. Now they're going into fucking churches. Okay. As you can see behind me, right? Very, very proud Norse pagan. Okay. But I will stand side by side with my Christian brothers and sisters in anything against the Somalians, the Muslims, all that bullshit. I'm 100% side by side with the Christian nation. And the fact that you motherfuckers are now going into churches, disrupting church services, because you want to protest for your Somalian brothers, as this joker said on fucking social media. Why aren't you supporting your Somalian brothers and your Hispanic brothers and sisters? You're up here in church, you're doing well for yourself. Look at that car, just disrupting. And it's like, bro, you could have the same shit if you actually stop doing what you're doing and actually fucking work. But I guess you are working because you're getting paid by the fucking left, to do all this fucking shit. And you're okay with that. But why? What kind of human being goes into a fucking church just to disrupt it, to create chaos and havoc, and scare kids because you motherfuckers ain't got nothing better to do? And the guy from CNN, that Don Lemon or Lennon or whatever the fuck his name is, he was there. Where, and see, this is the fucking problem I'm having with the conservative side right now. Where is the accountability on the right at this point? Why haven't there been arrests? Why hasn't this Don Lennon, whatever, been arrested for what he did that day? Why? Why are they allowing this shit to continue to happen? It's a legitimate fucking question here, folks. Because these people should be arrested. Even if they're on the right, if they're on the left, it doesn't matter. They should be arrested. And Pam Bondi, I'm not happy with her. Trump, you need to fire that bitch. She ain't doing a goddamn thing except sitting in a fucking office in D.C. twiddling her fucking thumbs. It's like she just leaves the shit on her desks and she doesn't even fucking care. When Nick Shirley went up there, all right, he proved without a shadow of a doubt the billions of dollars that have been taken out of that state fraudulently, and linked it back to Tim Walz, linked it back to Ilhan Omar, and yet we hear Trump, we should kick, just on fucking keyboard warrior guy, just fucking, you got to do this. Ilhan Omar should be arrested and thrown out of this country, and yet she's still in office. She's still doing this shit. There's videos showing that millions of dollars have gone out of airports. Millions. Every day. And yet we're not doing nothing about it. The FBI, gives his idol, Kash Patel loves to give his idol threats, and I'm so sick of the fucking idol threats. It's not even funny. I'm done with it. It's like, if you know what the fuck's going on, fucking do something about it already. We want accountability. That's why we voted your motherfucking ass in, is for accountability. And here we are, no accountability for anybody on the left. All the bullshit that you said while all you motherfuckers, all of you that ran this year, that last year, whatever, 24, that preached accountability for this, that, and the other. Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. And here we are coming up into the midterms. And I know you guys are really hoping that the influencers are going to fucking be the beacon of a voice for you. And just, this motherfucker's good. He's going to do this. And while the rest of us are just sitting back like, no, they won't. Because they say it time and time again. I mean, hell, New York, how you guys liking those free buses? Oh, that's right. You don't have free buses, do you? You only have buses that cost more now because you guys are fucking dumb. Because you voted for somebody on pure emotion, and it's mostly the liberal white women voted for this motherfucker because he was promising free shit. We're going to get free bus rides. We're going to get rent control. We're going to get this. We're going to get that. And now you're just getting fucked in the ass like you should. Mind you, stay the fuck away from all the other... You motherfuckers voted this shit in New York. You motherfuckers should stay there. I think there should be a law that if you vote for this person and they destroy your fucking state, you, by default, should have to fucking stay there. I think that would be a great law to have. By default, you would have to stay in that state because you voted for it. Let the other people leave. The people that actually were smart and had a fucking sense of knowledge or, just fucking brains not to vote these cocksuckers in, those people should be able to go. But you dumb motherfuckers that voted for it should stay. And that kind of goes for this, the country too. Guys, it just blows my mind that people need to start fucking like using their goddamn heads and see through the bullshit. Guys, if you're watching this, all right, if you're not watching this, I'm a googly-eyed motherfucker, all right, and I can see shit straighter than most of you, and that shouldn't be right. I guess it's kind of a metaphor because I do have an eye condition that one kind of floats, but so I had to throw it out there since, liberals seem to want to attack that so much, like it bothers me. I own the hell out of that shit. Like, why the fuck would it bother me? Whatever. So yeah, that's the type of shit that's going on. And then we have Greenland, and I understand with Greenland the need for Greenland. Okay, it's a strategic move. It pretty much encompasses Canada with the U.S., and it helps prevent China and Russia from being able to come this way. Mind you, they don't tell you this so much on the news, but Russia and China have been in the North Seas, and they have been doing some maneuvering and doing some, scoping shit about that. Is the urgency to get Greenland. And for the people in Norway, Sweden, and Denmark, and Germany, I must say, I really hope your military decides to just, sit this one out. Because if you've been paying attention and you've seen what happened down there in, what is that, Venezuela or whatever, they use some pretty sophisticated, weaponry to do what they did down there. Just don't be stupid. Okay. I've seen posts from one guy that's over there in Sweden, and he's got the tattoo on his fucking forehead and down his thing. It's like, dude, you're not a badass because you got that tattoo, and you're really talking kind of stupid. Yeah, hey, great. Germany sent over one or two of their 7 battleships to Greenland. You all want to come over to Greenland and just sit there. That's fine, but I'm telling you, it's not going to end well. And everybody's up in an uproar about that because of NATO. Well, folks, NATO is just a fucking crock of shit. It really is. We, as Americans, the American people, or the taxpayers, I should say, our government pays more money to NATO than any other country. What do you think's going to happen when the United States backs out of NATO? NATO's going to crumble. And then all those countries are going to be whining and complaining and they're not going to know what the fuck to do. Let's just be honest. Because the United States have been protecting so many goddamn countries for so many fucking years. If we just pull the plug and pull out, all you motherfuckers over there in Europe, you're on your own. And maybe that's how it should be, for you guys to wake the fuck up, But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments section as well. Now, yeah. So, moving forward, we are going to get even more savage, I guess you can say. I'm not in this to make friends. I'm not in this to make you feel happy. I'm not in this to get you all warm and fuzzy up inside yourself. I'm in here to give you the truth and fulfill the mission. And the mission is to wake up as many of you motherfuckers as we can, because it's time. It really is. Our government isn't working for us at all. I just saw a video today as well, how a Somalian basically ratted out a federal judge for taking bribe money, allegedly taking bribe money by the hundreds of thousands of dollars so they can stay here to, get them moving, their paperwork rolling faster and stuff like that. So you can't trust the judicial system anymore. I'm just being honest with you, because they seem to be more in favor of the criminal than they are the law-abiding citizen. You can't trust them anymore, because if you could, they would be all in favor of getting these people out. And that's one thing that really blows my mind. And I know I've been bouncing around a lot today, so bear with me, folks. Again, I've had a lot go on this last few weeks, so my brain is going a million miles a minute. But the one thing I don't understand is liberals. You literally are so anti-ICE, so anti-Trump. You allow Trump to live rent-free in your head, and that's a fact. That you guys seem to be 150% okay with what is happening. There's a video, and I did one over on Instagram and Facebook. Go check it out at the Hammer Drops, that had an ICE agent pull up. All right. And literally look at these protesters, because they were there to arrest a Somalian who was wanted for sexually assaulting a child. Okay. So I did this video and I gave my rebuttal to it. And all of a sudden, out of the woodworks, all these liberals start coming out. What about Trump? Trump's a fucking pedophile. We have a pedophile in the White House. We have this, we have that. Release the Epstein files. Hey, jackass. Epstein files have been released, heavily redacted. You can pull them up and go look at them. We knew they were going to be heavily redacted. I called it before, so shut the fuck up. But that's where you guys go to. That's where these liberals want to go to. And it's like, do you not care about the kids? Like, literally, these ICE agents are coming to these areas to arrest people that are creating and doing crime to children by sexually assaulting them. But you're okay with it because you want to blame Trump for what? And you just bring Trump up into it, and it's like, wait a minute. Trump's not in Minneapolis. Trump's in D.C. or Florida, wherever the fuck he's at. I don't fucking know. But you have this guy wanted for this. You're impeding the ICE investigators from going and arresting him, all because you don't like Trump. And it's like, okay, so you're okay with pedophiles, but as long as the pedophiles fit your narrative. So I'm just trying to get this straight. So you're okay with the pedophiles as long as they fit your narrative and it's not Trump. Okay. But Trump's name was in the Epstein files. That's bad, right? Trump is such a pedophile because his name was in the Epstein files. And yet Hillary Clinton's fine. Bill Clinton's fine. All the Democrats that refused the subpoena to the House Judiciary for questions about this, all these Democrats that just didn't go, you're okay with all of them. I mean, if you don't go somewhere, that means you have something to hide. And I know Trump defied a subpoena at one point as well. I'm not saying that anything good about that. And we're not talking about that. What I'm talking about is this. When it comes to the Epstein files, you should be really looking at them as well. And the funny thing is like these motherfuckers, they won't mention anything about Clintons. They won't mention anything about any of the other Democrats that are in it. It's Trump. Just Trump. That's it. So you're okay with that. Then that tells me as well, and other Americans, that you're okay with the overflow of fentanyl and other drugs that are coming into communities. You're okay with the rising crime rates in your communities due to these illegals. How can you be okay with all this stuff? And yet you're out protesting against Trump when Trump's trying to clean it up. And I know I'm going to have somebody say, well, he's also arresting people that are American citizens and this and that. And yes, I've seen some videos of American citizens being arrested and taken away, and that's not right. And those agents should be held accountable for those actions. See? Accountability. But y'all are protecting fucking criminals, liberals. You're literally protecting drug traffickers, sexual assault people, criminals. I mean, come on. Let me put it to you like this. Follow me here on this one, all right? Your child, your wife, your mother, your grandmother. If they were to get sexually assaulted by an illegal immigrant, would your views change? Or would you still stay the same? Would you still be out there on the front lines protesting against ICE if it was an illegal? It's a serious question. Because I guarantee you, 99.9% of you would say yes. Well, let me rephrase that. 99.9% of you would probably want justice, but for some strange reason, you guys would probably still be on the front line because you allow a politician to live rent-free in your head. And that's what it comes down to. And that's it. So until you guys can actually pull your head out of your ass, I don't know what to tell you anymore. You're literally supporting criminals, and it's like this is the only. And you can post anything about it. I can post something about Muslims, and all of a sudden it's about Trump. I can post something about, the crackers, like, crackers just fucking getting up, and just start running around, growing legs and fucking arms, running around. It's going to be about Republicans and conservatives and Trump and this and that from the left and blah, blah, blah. I'm over it. See, what's happening in America right now with ICE is what the majority of us voted for. This is what we want. We want our borders closed. We want to be safe in our country. We want the drugs off the street. We want the sexual predators off the streets. We want less crime and less government. And that's what we voted for. So what's happening right now with ICE is exactly what over 60 million of us voted for. Get used to it. But also remember, Trump hasn't deported as many people as, say, Biden or Obama. Hell, during the Obama administration, ICE was praised. Everybody loved ICE. All you fucking liberals loved them. And now all of a sudden, because Trump's in there, you guys don't. Hypocrisy. That's exactly what it is. Well, folks, that's where I'm going to leave the show today. I want to thank you all for listening, watching over there on YouTube. Now, you guys want to continue following me, don't forget to follow me over there on social media. I'm heavily active over on Instagram and Facebook at The Hammer Drops. Don't forget to like, follow, and share the content. Make some comments in there as well. I love to interact with my followers and create those conversations, even if you are a liberal or conservative. I don't fucking care. I'd like to interact with you. I like to start those conversations because I know, even if you might be on the left, there's common ground somewhere. And that's where the real conversations begin. Until the next time, folks, I want you to be good to one another. I'm out.